Jughead, why are you lugging all these bricks?
Huh?
Lately, I've noticed that I've been coming home from Pop Tate's chocolate shop all tired and exhausted. I just couldn't understand why.
You're a glutton and you never exercise?
There's a lot of truth in that. Welcome to the Rhythm Section, everybody. You know us. You love us, I hope.
Yeah.
We are a Memphis music podcast. And boy, we just got a fun one today.
Yep.
This is our season finale, if you will, our season capper. After
No script.
We have lists of people we want to thank. I mean, like 3 pages of stuff here that we want to get to, but we also just want to have fun. Me and Jeff want to have a relaxed, just whatever goes episode as we end this season, because it's been a beast.
Yeah.
It's been a fun one, and we're also very excited to take a small break here. But Jeff, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Speaking of your intro there, Cherie McWilliams posted something on Facebook this morning, and it was just a list. It said, go to the gym, make money, smell good, just daily tasks. And I read it, and I posted below it. I said, you don't ever start with go to the gym. Because I didn't read past that.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah,
Jughead!
This list is ridiculous. Put go to the gym last.
Yeah. Well, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Gosh, where do we start?
I know, it's been crazy. The 100th was amazing. We had such a good time. It looks like so many people have watched it and enjoyed it and commented.
Very good comments. Some people texting us directly about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was the first of many.
Yep.
We will do that again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Change it up, tweak some things. I don't know. Make it different. So just make it different.
Right.
But yeah, that was a good time, and I can't believe we pulled it off.
I know. I'm glad it went off as well as it did. But yeah, it was terrific. It was so much fun, and of course we're taping this right after the 4th of July holiday.
Happy 4th,
yeah!
everybody.
And so there's been so many posts about great bands that played over the weekend. Wish that I could have gotten out to see some, but some family things I've got going on have kept me indoors. Yeah. So, but it is what it is, and our friends in Fever Tree, Every Mother's Nightmare, so the guys that we had in here that we interviewed, Deadfall Road,
Eric Graham,
yeah, they had their big show along with Your Mom's New Boyfriend, and there's just so many great things to see over the holiday.
Well,
Jughead!
I'm a glutton and I don't exercise, so I heard the Hernando fireworks from my apartment.
Oh yeah,
that was my night.
I'm still hearing fireworks at night.
Yeah, same here.
My neighbors last night were shooting them off. It was crazy.
Go on Hernando Happenings for you, Olive Branch Happenings, and you can hear all the people complaining about that.
Oh yeah, my dog hates it.
Yeah, and that's what you hear a lot. Yeah. My dog's going crazy. Please stop.
My cat could care less.
Yeah, the cats don't care.
She's just running around and she don't care. So,
well, good deal. Yeah, happy 4th. Hope you all had a safe one. And
I know the Fulps had a big shindig at their place.
Yes.
I couldn't make that, but
I missed out.
They never dispoint with the taco bar.
I missed out on good friends and corn dip.
Yeah,
cheesy corn dip.
Right,
but they're actually, the Fulps are at Gold Strike right now for the weekend because Area 51 played Saturday and tonight as we record this on Sunday the 6th.
All right,
so they're hanging out at the Gold Strike, hitting those penny slots.
Tomorrow night we have Huey Lewis tribute band rehearsal.
Back in time.
Love it.
Great Scott!
Yeah, man. It's going well.
It is going well.
We're having a lot of fun.
That all of you guys want to come out and see us on our debut show.
And Jeff, yes, I know you're wondering. We will have a Facebook page very soon.
I know.
Dude,
I know you're going to do it, and you'll jump on it.
Yes, we will have a page out there, and we took some pictures of a couple rehearsals ago. We should probably take some more just to have some stuff to start putting out there.
Right.
But okay,
Josh Haynes shirtless. He'll be on the Facebook page.
Man, that'll bring some views right there.
Absolutely.
Well, look, as we do, right? we give thanks on these season enders here because honestly, there's more than just me and Jeff sitting here doing this thing that makes this thing work.
For sure.
We always say if it was just the Derek and Jeff show, no one would watch like this one, this episode.
Right.
This is probably going to get the least amount of views.
For sure.
It's the guests. Right. And then we got sponsors and tippers that help fuel this to a degree. You know, it's all helpful. And then we want to thank the audience as we do. But this time we're going to do it a little differently. When we get to that point, we're going to thank the audience by showing their work.
Yeah.
You know, the efforts they have put forward to make this show grow.
Right.
By giving out some analytics and some stats for the life of the show. It's going to sound like we're probably patting ourselves in the back, but
and we are to a certain degree.
Well, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
It takes work to do what we do.
Yep.
All behind the scenes stuff, blah 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 blah, and then we hit publish. But that's all we have control over after that point.
Yeah.
It takes you, the audience. I'm pointing to the camera and to those listening.
For sure.
It takes you watching, listening, sharing, commenting, liking, tagging, all of the above.
And we want to show you these numbers, tell you these numbers because it matters and what you do matters. And if it should encourage you because it encouraged me when I saw these numbers. So hopefully people say, hey, that's great, but let's make it even bigger and better because you're not making us bigger and better. You're making these musicians bigger and better. The people we interview, that's why we do it. We want them to get recognition. We don't. We've been doing this 2 years now. I don't give a shit if people talk to me or know who I am because of the podcast. I want them to know who's in that seat.
My stomach is getting bigger on my own.
Jughead.
For sure.
But so guests, let's run down the beautiful people that we had in this show. And I'll start, but you jump in whenever you want. It all started with Rick Cheddar and Monica Summerfield from Radio Memphis. We wanted to start the season off with a bang with them because mid-season, the season prior, we started simulcasting on Radio Memphis.
They were so gracious.
Became friends with them, so we're like, let's get you on our show now, and let's kick things off with you guys. So that was fun. And then Jonas and Leslie Palmer from The Pinch.
Love them.
Popped in. And, that was a good time.
And Leslie's made a couple of comments on Facebook about the Back in Time project. Like she's really looking forward to it.
Good.
And I don't know if she's looking forward to the music or if it's got something to do with how sexy Jimmy Fulp is.
He's going to look good.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's going to look really good.
Hey yo, right.
But yeah, and what's funny is you got Rick Cheddar and Leslie Palmer back to back. People from Rock 103 back in the day.
Yep.
So and both talk about it.
Right.
Too.
And then we had the guys from Juno Mars, Juno Avent, and Donnie Mars.
And I said his name wrong in the show, Avent.
Oh,
and right in front of him.
Well, I honestly didn't know which it was.
I think it's Avent,
but I say Avent because it just feels right.
We'll just go by Juno.
Right, Juno.
But yeah, they were fun, and then that was a moment where Mr. Steve Owens sat in for you.
Right.
This was when you had a battle of Alpha Gal.
The Alpha Gal was making me sick.
Ooh,
yeah, that was brutal.
But you've come on the other side of this.
I have.
What happened? What was it called at the procedure they did where they put 50 some odd needles in your ear?
It was 40 needles in my ear.
Tiny little
small needles. And it's a form of acupuncture, but it is it has a specific name and the initials are SAAT. And I don't remember what that stands for, but a guy who is an actual who are the people that put you under when you go in for surgery? Anesthesiologist.
I would have never ever been able to say that word.
But you're the only one. You need we
got to get all the sounds in. We got to get them all in.
So an anesthesiologist came up with this procedure. I can't explain how it works, but it works because those needles stayed in for a month. Oh, wow. And now I'm free
rock
to eat.
And rolling. You just ate a pound of bacon.
I just ate quite a bit of bacon this morning.
Good for you, man.
We're going to find out if it's really working or not. If I'm throwing up before we get through recording this, we'll know it was all a hoax.
Yeah, if you see a weird edit and then it's only me on the show, that's why.
We called an ambulance.
Again, thanks again to Steve for sitting in. And that was one of two. We'll get to the second time here. But all right, next up we had Vanessa Sudbury, vocalist for Rock the Boat.
Yeah.
She was great with some good stories that tied in with the Play Rough guys, the Hartzels, because she'd done some work with them in the past. So she was a lot of fun.
She likes to sing yacht rock.
Yacht rock.
Yeah.
Carmen, Brianna, and Fanny Horton, the dancers for Elevation Memphis, a Tina Turner tribute experience. And this was fun.
That was
fun. They're all fun. But this was a first.
Yeah.
Never thought in a million years that me and Jeff would be, interviewing professional dancers on the show. But they were so much fun.
They were.
They had a good time. They came to play.
And I actually have not watched that episode. I need to go back and watch it just to see how crazy it was.
Yeah, especially the moment where you asked their ages.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, it's always a good thing.
It was a great time.
Ask females how old they are. It usually goes well.
And I could have cut that out, but I didn't.
No. Daphne Fletcher and Chris Good.
Yes.
Not good, but good.
Good.
Sold out. Great band that gets a lot of private work, weddings and stuff like that. That was a fun interview.
Oh, yeah. And then in the intro, I wanted to include people that we had on the intro, too. Anyone that was in this room with us is getting thanked today. Rocco Walls and his buddy, Ronnie Floyd, came in from, I forget where they live in Missouri, but they drove all the way down from Missouri. Ronnie was interested in starting his own podcast, and Rocco reached out and says, hey, can we come visit? Can you see the place? We're like, not only can you guys come visit, but you're going to be on the show. Right. So we had them on the intro. And of course, Rocco Walls never disappoints. No. He's always a fun blast. Michael Babb from Babylon Sound joined us. He's a music producer. And I got to know him through the Elevation Memphis universe, as I call it. He's done all of their original stuff. And then I got to work in his studio when the Tina show just went in and blasted through a bunch of songs to kind of create, a practice demo. Right. Their versions recorded, so then the people thereafter coming in to, sit in or fill in. And he also has a podcast. That's right, Weapons of Mass Production. Yeah, got to give them of course we go on that. Some love. And it's the most nerd out episode we've ever done. Oh yeah. We let Michael Babb fly about how to mic drums and guitars, and he had a blast. He had a field day. So we just let him go crazy. Well, and then we lit up the studio with Tony and Tony G. And with Laura Dillard from Tilt. Yep. And they have a new member of that band. Steve Haynes. Yes, sir. Stephen Haynes. Is it Stephen? Steve. Well, that's what I call him. Stephen Haynes. Yeah. Stephen Father Haynes. Of Josh Haynes. That's right. And he's plays horns, a horn. And and guitar and bass. He's a very well-rounded musician. Oh, that's so funny. A horn. Yeah, we can't play multiple horns. Which horn? Not at once. Which horn? Oh my goodness. All right, and then we had Brandon Heath, the bass player now for Midnight Train, but then he also has his own band, the Southern Edition Band. Yep. Longtime singer. Yeah, he does a trio thing with Frankie Holly and something Smith, Eddie Smith. Eddie Smith, there Eddie you go. Something Smith. Whew. Sorry, pulling these things out. Yep. I mean, it's tough. Remember my name. And then we had Steve Owens in as a special guest that intro because we wanted to talk about his first Originals night. That went down by now. It was back in May. Well, he's had the second one by now. Mm-hmm. And that went well as well. Yeah. It went well as well. Well as well. Yeah. English. Awesome. Do you speak it? Barely. And then our friend Johnny Lamb. Yeah. Drummer extraordinaire. Yes, he is. For Aquanet and Chasing Angels, which, this is coming out before your show, so promote it. Friday night. I don't remember the date. 11th. The 11th at Hadley's. Okay. We'll start at 8:00. Gen X. Chasing Angels is going to start first. They want to do the opening. It's It's a split bill. It's just a dual bill. It's a co-headlining bill. There you go. That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. And they're going to play for an hour 15, maybe hour and a half. Mm-hmm. And then we'll take the stage afterwards and finish the night out. But I love this band.
They are so much fun. I love to listen to them. I actually asked them if they would like for us to play first, and then play last, because I would have loved to have gotten done and just gone out and
relax
chilled the rest of the night to watch them. But they've got some people coming in, I think, planning on being there at start time. So they wanted to start the bill, and that way the people that are coming will
Good deal.
Be there to see them.
It starts at 9?
8.
8 o'clock. That's
8
right.
o'clock
Hadley's had moved to 8 a while back.
Yep.
And it seems like they're sticking there. So
love it.
8 o'clock. Do it. Hadley's. CJ and Kyla Williams from Saturday Sunset. And then Jimmy Fulp and Paul Moreau came in for the intro to recap the Kistery show. That was a good time. Yes, always fun with those guys. We gotta. Wrong sound, but that still fits. Close. But Jimmy Fulp and then Paul Moreau. David Griffin from David Griffin Audio.
Fun time.
He's a longtime sound guy. Plays in a band called The Shakers. And fun fact, that's when we announced our episode 100 at Roosters. Right. And then that's when we started for the next several episodes, just ad nauseum.
Right.
Promoting that.
And David brought us cool T-shirts.
Yes, so we're not wearing them. I went with the Memphis Music Family shirt. I felt like that was appropriate.
And I just yanked out the Harley Davidson. It has nothing to do with anything.
How many motorcycles do you have?
None. Never owned one.
No, I have no business.
No.
Being on two wheels, unless it's a mountain bike, and even then. David Gregory.
Yes.
One of my bass brethrens, bassist for 901 Rocks.
So another great interview. Had a great time with him. And then Mr. Hink himself.
Chris Hinkle.
Chris Hinkle came in and gave us some great stories about his love of the guitar player whose name is escaping me. Anyway.
Wayne Sweeney.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, big time stories.
Sorry. Yeah.
And the time with Stage Stop.
Right.
And Nita.
Yeah.
Great stuff. But if you don't know, he's the guitar player for Midnight Train, plays some Skinner and the Boneyard.
Yes.
Which we did a piece on the Boneyard a few weeks ago. How me and Jeff went out to see them. I saw play some Skinner for Somerville's 4th of July, which was a week before.
Yeah.
It was the Thursday before 4th of July, but the week prior, if that makes any sense. Great fireworks. Somerville brought it. It was a good deal. But they are awesome. Yeah. And everyone loves Skinner. Yeah. So, and they do it well. So everyone enjoyed it. Charmaine Tyrell.
Yep.
This man brought us to church on that episode. He he owns CT and the Vibe Tribe, but you'll see him singing and playing keys for Elevation Memphis Tina Turner Tribute Experience.
Right.
All kinds of things. He tells us some great stories about his storied career in church,
right,
and singing at the presidential inauguration. Good stuff there. And then Joel Rustenhaven and T-Bone Hood,
right,
from Rustenhaven.
Yep. And we didn't mention this before. I wish we had, but it just didn't cross our minds. But T-Bone had a heart attack.
Is that public?
Yeah, it was on Facebook.
It was. I didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook.
How's he doing? Have you seen any updates on him?
To my knowledge, he is doing better, but I don't have any. I haven't reached out to Joel to get specifics. So hopefully, T-Bone, you are recovering well and doing great.
Yes.
That is scary, but we love you and we're in your corner. I'm sorry we didn't bring this up before, but I don't know that it was even public at the time that we recorded an episode after it happened. Right. But I have seen it on Facebook since.
Ironically, they talk about heart attacks in the band.
Yeah.
In the interview. You'll hear that. Right. So, but praying for you, T-Bone Hood. Then we had a special conversation. This was one of those episodes that we didn't number. It was in between two standard episodes. We had Becky Croft and Paul Moreau in to further promote the Thomas Halfacre benefit.
Yeah.
And by this time we had dedicated a couple intros to that as well. But they were nice enough to come in and give way more details on who the bands were, the musicians, the auctions, and the whole layout of it, and thank yous and everything. So that went off really well. And then we had Mr. Preston Jones the week after from Your Mom's New Boyfriend.
Yep.
He gave us a workout.
Yeah, that was fun.
Having to wrangle him back into the conversation, like, which way are we going here? But no, he was great. And that intro was another time where now Steve filled in for you.
Yeah.
You had some family stuff for that one.
Right.
Which is completely understood, of course.
Yeah. My mother-in-law, for people who don't know, she fell and broke some ribs, and she's 92.
Yeah.
So that happened right before we were supposed to do that intro. So I had to call in sick.
Yeah, that's right.
And
but Steve's the go-to.
Yeah.
Steve's got the finger on the pulse of the scene too. So
Right.
bringing him in, it just makes sense to have him come in and tell us what's going on. And then, of course, we were able to talk more about the Roosters deal, the original nights, and I guess by that time it happened. So we recapped.
Right.
He was then able to promote the next one, which just went down here. So Brent Dennis, from the singer for Music Box.
that was another fun one because he talked about a cool band name, Leanne's Alarm Clock.
I know, it's so random.
That was really random but neat, and he explained to us how that came up.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool.
And a neat conversation about how, and we've all been there, all the musicians and bands out there know the conversation of choosing songs for the set list.
Right.
And this one, it's not working, no one's dancing, but it's so much fun to play, and I get to play a cool drum part, but no, it doesn't work, but I don't want to give it up, and that whole conversation. So he pulled no punches on that one, which was fun. And then Ronnie Knight.
Yeah.
Drummer extraordinaire for Rock the Boat, and then a plethora of bands in the past. And he went there for a lot of great stories. It will take you back to what it was like in the 80s and Stage Stop and being in a band that's trying to get a record deal, and
it gives you some insight into how that sometimes goes well and how it sometimes doesn't go so well.
Yeah.
And he wasn't digging on anybody. He wasn't he wasn't being a jerk about it. He was just telling, hey, this didn't work out the way I wanted it to. And sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And the music business can suck.
Sometimes it works out for the band, but not for every member of that band.
Right.
Put it that way. So go check that one out. It was a great story. And then that's when we had Eric Graham from Deadfall Road in to promote their reunion show, which just happened on July 4th.
And I have not yet seen any photos of that show. I hope it went really well. I hope they had the kind of crowd they wanted, because, man, they were putting a lot into that with
big
the stage.
Yeah.
And I'd originally wanted to go, and then I had more stuff with mother-in-law has come up. She had just come home from rehab, and we couldn't leave her at home by herself, so that's why I didn't make it out, guys.
Yeah. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah.
And then our last traditional interview episode for the season was Bobby Ireland.
Yes. More great stories.
More killer stories.
From back in the day and not so back in the day. Some of it more recent than others. And, and he talked about his relationship with Mark Slaughter.
Yeah.
And how he got involved with that band and doing other things.
And growing up at Ardent, because his father was a big hand in Ardent as an engineer.
Right.
And all the artists he's met, we talk about Under the Radar, because his son Matt Ireland was the bassist for that band. So it's a great listen. We encourage you to listen to all of these.
Yep.
And then we wrapped it up with our episode 100 at Roosters.
Yes.
We want to thank Cindy Wilson, Julian Sally, Keith Lyle, Tim Dills, Steve Owens, Paul Moreau, Kenny Francis, Jason Moore, Jacob Turner, Zach and Jillian from Land Divided, Chris Craig, Anita Macris, Rick Cheddar, and Monica Summerfield, LaShawn Robinson, and Darren Lee, and Sean Few, and Jimmy Falp.
And Rooster.
And Rooster for letting us do the whole thing. Yeah. So, boy, I should have counted all the different people that we talked to this season.
Yeah.
But it was a good season. Let's see how many episodes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 traditional, we'll call. Add one for the conversation we had with Becky Croft and Paul Moreau, so it's 21, and then episode 100 at Roosters. So 22 episodes pushed out. And what's great is this season has it's been a minute since we end a season on our terms. Seems like we've had to cut short because of either the studio situation or prior issues with me in the past, and felt like we're always like, we're going to this date, and then sorry fellas, audience.
Yeah.
And gals.
Right. Guys and gals.
Guys and gals. We always had to make this uncomfortable announcement that we were ending earlier than anticipated. Not this time.
No, it worked.
We got through
out.
it.
Right.
We did it.
We did it.
Unbelievable.
We did it. And now we quit.
I don't foresee me having to move studios in this season break, so it won't be as long. We'll be back. We have not set a date, but we can say September.
And we are going to set that date soon because I've got a good list of potential interviews going, and I want to start reaching out and preparing for that.
Yes, that'd be great. Yeah, start filming before we launch again to get ahead. But we will be taking some time off, which would be nice.
Scott Sudbury should be the season opener. I'm going to go ahead and put that out in the universe because I don't want him to back out. So
hold him.
The pressure's on.
Accountable.
Right.
If you see him,
yeah,
just say, "Hey, they announced that you're going to be the season opener."
Right, let him know because I know he doesn't watch the show.
Put the pressure on. Sponsors.
Yes.
Thank you to all these people and we're just focusing on this season.
Right.
People raise their hands. We didn't have to ask.
Nope.
Much. So Steve Owens.
Much.
Steve Owens. Thank you.
Yep.
You came in at the very beginning with Musicians Booking Agency, and paid us to announce dates for all kinds of different bands throughout the community. They didn't ask Steve to do that for them.
No.
Steve did that for them.
He did. And he's always doing things for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Just a great dude.
And then he came in about mid-season and then started promoting Images for You, which is, sublimations and making shirts and all of it. And then he tied that in with Katrina Owens and what she does, and it's called Creations for You, the mugs, between the two. I mean, it was kind of a joint effort between the two. They can do shirts, magnets, stickers, mugs, tumblers.
Yeah.
I mean,
all of it.
Anything for your band,
I think
business.
Steve is working on maybe possibly hats for us.
Oh, nice.
I'm working on that.
Good deal.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, because you need a new one, sir. Yours looks filthy.
It does. It's been well worn.
And I look ridiculous in hats. That's why you never see me wear one.
David Griffin Audio.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother, for your support.
Yeah.
Just can't say enough.
Another one that even before we officially got started, he reached out. Do you need a sponsor?
Right.
By all means, sir. Yes. And he came in, and just so generous. And then Area 51, long time sponsor.
Yeah.
Lance Binder, Josh Haynes, Jimmy Fulp, and David Haynes. Thanks for doing what you do and helping us out and being a part of the fam here.
Love those guys. Love the music they play.
Yep.
Love what they bring to the stage. They're awesome.
Don't forget, and right now we got Carlos Spicy Wiener.
Yep.
Filling in for Lance. So thanks to, we also call him Keith Blanchard.
but now mostly Carlos Spicy Wiener.
That's right. Jason Moore jumped in.
Thank you, Jason.
He goes by More Loud because he's a very loud guitar player.
Yep. By
choice because he's a Dick Dale tribute artist. And that's just part of that sound.
Oh, dude. And it is loud.
Yeah, and very generous of you. Thank you, Jason, for helping us out. And then, a lot of these people were on our show, the Roosters show, too. So Jason joined us for that. Brandy Faulkner.
Yep.
This is an old friend of mine. She owns DeSoto Local. This was a trade because of us giving her an ad on our show. And I'm going to throw up what she gave us in that trade. You're looking now at the Rhythm Section billboard, digital billboard that was throughout dozens of locations throughout DeSoto and Shelby counties.
My son told me the other day that he was in an establishment and he saw us on the television.
Love it.
I can't remember where, but he was. I think it may have been the Ale House in Olive Branch.
Mississippi Ale House? Yeah.
And he said he saw us on that.
That's great. TV. We love that. And that was a great trade. So, Brandy, thank you for working with us on that and collaborating with us on that.
Yes.
Manny Zepeda, Big Note Music Lessons.
Yeah.
He leased this floor we're on right now. We're across the street from what used to be the high school in Hernando. Now will be the middle school. Right on McInvale. If you drive by and you see the Athletico building, well, we're on the top floor, the second floor. Manny found this on his own, and he was going to start his school here, and then we got to talking, and then I asked, hey, would you like to give up one of those rooms, sir? and
if that hadn't happened, we would be doing this from Derek's kitchen.
Yeah, and it was going to be called Cafe du Pod.
Right.
Which was exciting to have that.
That's still
fun
great.
title.
Yeah, and it could still happen in the future.
But thank you, Manny, for letting me butt in and take some square footage from you, because this room has worked out for me, not only for this show, but all my other shows and my clients. It turned out to be a really great room. And in my opinion, sounds better. I'm going to be tweaking some lighting in our off season here. Okay. But it's been great. So, Manny, thank you so much.
You need to get rid of the shine on your forehead.
Oh, good luck with that. It's freshly shaven. It is sparkly right now. It's just, this is... In post, I'll maybe try to add something to my head, make it glow more.
And last but definitely not least,
Rick and Monica.
Yeah, we love them.
From Radio Memphis.
They have done so much to help us without even asking. I mean,
they just offered to put our show on their station. And how cool was that? So every Tuesday night at 7:30-ish, they call it podcast night, along with Saturday night. I forget what time they start podcast night on Saturday night, but it's Rick's podcast, it's us. I don't know if it's in this exact order, but then it's Weapons of Mass Production, Michael Babb, we mentioned earlier.
Right.
So we get 2 nights a week where we're on Radio Memphis. During our down season, I'm going to start over the cycle of Sunday replays, wherever we left off with them, and continue to get that reach. And they are giving our guests that reach, and just our show, so it helps me and Jeff. So it's a great relationship there. Tip bucket.
Yeah.
You hear about it every week. Venmo, Cash App, at the Rhythm Section Pod. And these people probably don't want to be mentioned.
I don't care.
But we're going to mention them anyway. Kenny Francis and Tina Hines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aces.
Yeah.
I mean, they win. Good friends of ours, never mind making paintings for us and backdrops, and the beautiful backdrop that we had at Roosters for our episode 100. Yeah. But the Venmo and Cash App would ping just randomly, and it's them.
Yep.
Helping us out. So thank you very much for everything you guys do.
Yeah.
And being great friends.
Yep. Absolutely. And Ronnie Knight.
Yep.
He hit the tip bucket. And the Sold Out Band.
Yes.
They did it too.
So shortly after we interviewed Chris Good and Daphne Fletcher, boom, a tip came through. So thank you. Thank you very much. The generosity does not go unnoticed. And again, I'm sure you guys don't want to be mentioned, but tough shit.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Now, time to talk about our beautiful,
the most important part of this
sexy
entire
audience.
Right.
They are just the best. I got to get them all in.
There we go.
So as we mentioned on the front end of this, I thought it'd be cool as a way to thank the audience to show your work, the effort that you have put in to make this wee little show grow. And I did that by going through some analytics.
And make no mistake, it has grown.
Absolutely.
I wish that we had, our first time that we shared analytics and could compare it to now.
Yeah.
Because it's huge.
It's much bigger, yeah. And I thought it'd be cool since at first I was like, I'll just do the analytics for this season. But we just hit 100.
Right.
Wow, what a milestone. So I did my best to compile the numbers. It's tricky when you go on the back pages and analytic pages of Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, website. Right. It's kind of confusing in a way, but I did my best. And I made sure to look at the analytics that represent your action, audience.
Right.
Audience's action.
Right.
There's a term called reach, where if a post just goes through your home screen, your phone screen, your iPad,
you're
your
just
browser,
scrolling.
Anytime a post goes through your screen, that gets cataloged as a impression.
Right.
So
we're not talking about that.
Which is also it's a good number to know and have for sponsors because it still shows that there's that many eyeballs on. Our numbers that we're giving you right now would be far bigger if we included that.
Right.
But I wanted to include numbers specific to action
Yes.
by audience.
These numbers that he is going to share means that you actually had to take the time to click on something and pay attention.
Yeah, something.
You weren't just scrolling while you're sitting in the doctor's office.
Yeah.
This means you actually clicked on it, listened to it, paid attention to this bunch of stupidity. All right,
so YouTube views, which included all the full-length episodes. Again, this is for the life of the podcast. Full-length episodes, all the clips, and the Sunday replays, 81,546 views. Not bad. I should mention that there's two ways to look at views. There's overall and I forget the term, but if we have people out there that have told us we've watched every episode. Well, if you've watched every episode, then that one person's good for 100 views.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily 81,546 different people.
No.
It's just overall views.
Right.
Facebook views, again, full length and clips, 231,500
dig it
views. Now, are these views end to end? No.
Right.
Not everyone watches the whole thing.
Right. I mean, they watch us do our thing and then they ignore the rest of it because we're what's important.
Even if you clicked in and watched 1 minute of it,
right.
Again, it took action. You clicked in, you saw enough in it to stop and watch a little bit of it, and then maybe. That 60 seconds said, you know what? When I get home, I'm going to pull it up on YouTube.
Right.
That's why we put the full length on Facebook, which is not normal.
Yeah.
Facebook isn't really made to have 90-minute videos on it.
Right.
And with that said, if you ever watched some of our stuff on Facebook, the full-length episodes, and was like, man, like the video is like kind of choppy. It's a little, the resolution isn't that great on it. It's because I had to shrink it down to a point to make it so it would upload on Facebook. They have a limit. I mean, you can have a 20 gig file and YouTube will take it. Facebook, not so much.
Right.
It limits you. So,
gotcha.
Instagram views. Now, just clips. We don't put the full length on.
Yeah, and Instagram is also not something we really push out there a whole lot.
We talk about it.
It's there.
I'm not an Instagram person either. If I'm scrolling, it's Facebook.
Right.
But yeah, Instagram views, and this is just clips, but still, it's over 14,000.
Yeah.
Not
now,
bad.
are you able to share on Instagram like you do Facebook?
It's different.
Is it?
It's different. You can share it to your story.
Because I was going to say, anybody that's on Instagram, if you want to share this stuff, share it out there to help us grow Instagram because we're not pushing it that much.
And I didn't think to look at followers, how many followers we have on either platform, but still, I put it on Instagram because there's an audience out there, and someday I should add TikTok to this craziness too.
Right.
Audio downloads / streams, full length, and all the Sunday replays, 8,800 there. This is a great one for me. Website visits.
Yeah.
The website wasn't. It took a minute for us to get the website. It wasn't at the very beginning.
No, it came later.
And neither was like Instagram,
right,
and Facebook. I mean,
and the website is something else that we really don't push that hard. We mention it.
We mention it every episode,
but we don't
on Facebook. I never talk about it. Yeah,
right.
I need to do better at that.
I do as well.
But 2,600 visits. That takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
Because you're clicking a link or you're going, you've heard us say it enough times, so you go to a browser and click and type in therhythmsectionpod.com and you go there, and you're watching content in there, which is great. Thank you to everyone that's visited the website.
Yep.
I'm proud of the website because it's a great archive. It's got everything you need in there. And then, now this is a good one. Facebook interactions. I figured out how to do my best to find the numbers that represent people that comment, share, like posts, tag us.
Right.
Engagement. 28,100 combinations of comments, shares, likes, and tags. Wow.
Yeah.
And that's what really helps this reach and the spread and everything. So when you pile all that together, our total audience engagement or action taken.
This is a great number.
Is 366,646.
Dig it.
Boom.
That's awesome, man.
I mean, this is for you. I'm again looking at the camera to the listener driving down the road. This is about you. It took you and your actions to make this happen and give us these kinds of numbers.
And think about every person that's come in here, the 20 people or whatever that we've interviewed over the last season. You've helped them get that reach.
Yeah.
It's about them. This is why we do this.
That's why it started.
Yeah. So thanks. And I hope next season it doubles. And I hope for, the sake of every musician or ambassador or light guy or sound guy that we interview, it keeps growing because those are the people. I want people in Nashville watching this going, damn, David Griffin. Let's call him and see if he'll come run lights.
If we got one testimonial like that and he got some business because of being featured on this show, that's a win.
That's what it's about.
And then it's full circle because, like you said, this engagement is giving a brighter spotlight to our guests, but it's because of the guests that people give a shit, honestly. Right. It's their stories they're coming for.
Right.
And there might be some guests that the audience doesn't know and they'll learn something new, but often what we hear is, I couldn't wait to watch Chris Hinkle's. I've known him for 30 years and I still learn something new. They're rushing to go watch their friend.
Right.
So it all works. It's full circle. We need the production. So that's where me and Jeff come in.
Right.
We need the guest stories that people care about. And then we need the action from the audience to then, make it all work. And it's blissful.
And it is working. That's what's amazing. If we were 2 years into this and 100 episodes and you had just said total audience engagement was 350, I'd probably go home, cry, and say I'm not coming back. But it's that 366,646. That's a hell of a number.
And I don't have it in front of me, but if I was to add impressions, the stat I mentioned earlier that doesn't take action, but it's still a good analytic to show the reach, the full reach of the show. It's in the millions. Yeah, it's literally. I'm not just saying that. No, it's absolutely in the millions, and it's pretty wild to see. And then also, what I didn't get into is, I poked around like the different countries. Yeah, that's hit.
Interesting.
YouTube, Facebook, and the audio platforms all show their own ways to show the kind of reach, and you get a download in Zimbabwe, and it's just funny to see the regional reach that podcasts get in general. That's just part of the nature, and YouTube channels, the way it gets out there. So, people from all over the world, you can say it, people from all over the world catch this content here, and it's just fascinating.
It is. And this thing it's doing exactly what we dreamed it would.
Yeah.
It's growing.
We made it, man. 100.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah. I hope we're at 200 in the near future. We can do this again.
Yeah. And this will be a non-numbered episode.
Right.
And then because it's not the traditional. Right. I number the episodes. That is our traditional, me and Jeff do an intro, and then we invite a full-length interview.
Right.
So when we come back, we'll start fresh with episode 101.
Yeah.
And sometime in September, when me and Jeff figure it out, we will post about it. Right. The Sunday replays are going to continue. The Throwback Thursdays are going to continue. Can't
wait. I mean, look, we're going to enjoy the break and the downtime. We always do, but we can't. Already looking forward to coming back and doing it again after the break. Until then, get out, support local music. If you see us out and about and you've never talked to us, please come and say hi and tell us, that you watch the show. That means the world to us. And get ready for September. I'm going to plug us because we don't do this very often. But Back in Time, we are looking so forward to getting out and with that show. If you like Huey Lewis and the News, you're going to dig this because we've got Jimmy Fulp's going to sing. We got Josh Haynes and Steve Taylor on guitar, and we got Tom Slagle doing sax and keys.
And if you're familiar with the Huey Lewis music, the saxophone is quite featured.
Yeah,
and he brings it, and he's a gem.
And Mr. Fulp is going to do a little harp duty.
Yeah. He's yet to show it, though.
Yeah.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
We're still waiting, Jimmy.
Yeah. He's going to play a little of that.
I have so much faith in Jimmy that I know he'll bring it.
Yeah.
And also a big thanks to Jimmy for now letting us, rehearse at his place. He puts in so much work building the tracks, setting up the studio. So now when we rehearse, we just jump in with our in-ears and it's good to go.
And this show is going to be a show. It's going to be more than just getting up and playing songs. There's going to be some narration involved in this. And I have to admit, I stole that idea from the Tina Turner tribute. Because they do some of that in their show, and there's hopefully going to be a video aspect to this show as well.
Yes, and again, going back to Jimmy and his smarts, he's smarter than us.
He is way more smart than we are.
But okay, let's get a little selfish here. On drums, you got Mr. Jeff Ward.
Yeah.
And then on bass,
Jughead, why are you lugging all these bricks?
There was a glitch. There was a glitch in the Matrix.
Thank you for making it this far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought we would wrap the episode up with our second theme music, homegrown theme music. This is via Sebastian Hines.
Yes.
As everyone knows, it's been well documented, but it's worth repeating. Our main theme comes to us from Sean Few and Jimmy Fault.
Yeah.
And then now we got this beautiful music from Sebastian that will be featured again starting next season, but figured we'd start the show and end the show with some homegrown original music from right here in Memphis. Thank you, everybody. Again, one last time, therhythmsectionpod.com. Feel free to patronize the website and all these past. If you missed any of these interviews that we mentioned, that's where you can go find them. It's the easiest. Then from there, if you prefer YouTube or you prefer Apple, all the links are there. You can go wherever you want. But the Rhythm Section Pod is the hub for you. So, Jeff, thank you for all your hard work, my friend.
Thank you for all you do, man. And we will see you guys in September. We don't know what date yet, but it's coming in the fall.
As soon as we know, you'll know.
Absolutely.
Take care, everybody.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Derek, the host of the Rhythm Section podcast. I am a leech and a cancer. No one respects me, and I am a hack player. Oh, wait, I think that was Jeff's part to read.